Are you ready for this jelly?
Are you ready for the jelly? I think you're ready for this jelly. I think you're ready for this.
ASMR. The most whisper take of Bootylicious I've ever heard in my life.
Dear God.
Can we just cold open with that?
Yeah, fuck. Welcome to the Finger Guns Podcast, everyone. It's
Great.
Dave on the Bootylicious. And I'm bringing that booty back, Jimmy, and I'm joined here with
Big Tasty Tony B.
hell yeah,
Dave, the destroyer of worlds.
the destroyer of booties.
And booties.
Dear God.
Both. Whatever day.
Equally.
Both at an equal amount.
Excellent. Worlds and booties. Dave does not discriminate. How's everyone doing?
Great.
I am burnt the fuck out, man. Like,
I mean, it's
Thanksgiving is just intense.
Yes, happy belated Thanksgiving to all of our
Yes.
Canadian listeners, and happy belated Columbus Day to our American listeners.
Yeah, fuck Columbus.
Fuck Columbus.
He was an Italian American hero.
He was a son of a bitch.
Do you think that Christopher Columbus could talk about your mother like that? Do you think you'd appreciate it?
Did my mother enslave a bunch of Native Americans?
Well, his mother probably didn't.
Well, I mean, he also let's also true. Let's also remember he didn't even land here, fam. Not even North America. He landed somewhere in the Caribbean.
Yeah.
And was like, "This is it." Fucking idiot. Anyway,
History
I have
with Jimmy.
I have
Always.
2 bits of exciting news.
oh yeah.
Number one, the writer's strike is officially over now.
Yes,
Like
yes,
officially
yes.
ratified. It's over.
We had the late breaking news last time.
It's fucking
Thank
over. So now we got to get the actor strike done. Hopefully they get what they want and they get rid of this AI bullshit. And my other point was I listened to my very first audiobook.
Oh, how was that?
It was lovely.
What'd you listen to?
Lovely.
Why is this news?
I don't read anymore.
Dave doesn't know how to read. Tony.
Literally, if you ask Alyssa, she could probably pull out multiple books that are like maybe like 50 pages in, and then there's a bookmark, and then I just never went back. Not even 50, maybe 10.
Sounds about right.
So I actually listened beginning to end of an audiobook. So I'm proud of myself.
Good job.
Proud of
Fantastic.
myself.
Good job.
Jeanette McCurdy's I'm Glad My Mom Died.
Oh, yeah. I didn't mean to read that.
Very, very good.
Excellent.
It's not as funny as I thought it would be,
Yeah.
but it definitely, there's funny moments, and then there's moments where you're just like, oh, this is awful. So good for her. Good for the writing is great. She does the audiobook.
She does it. All right, cool.
It's wonderful. And, she describes her first blowjob, which, okay, cool.
Dave lit the candles and turned out the lights for that moment.
I did not. It was super creeps. But yeah, I never really watched iCarly, so I didn't really know much about her. So listening to her kind of deliver her memoir and all the shit she had to go through, like it's
Wait, iCarly just got canceled, didn't it?
the revival. She was on the original.
Okay.
She didn't come back for the revival. She's not Carly. She's Sam.
G-Sam. Okay.
She is not iCarly.
Okay.
She's Sam.
She is her Sam.
But yes, if you haven't read it yet or listened to it, you should. It's
Cool.
very, very good.
It's on my list.
Yeah.
After I get through my fucking Oppenheimer book.
Oh,
It's dense.
Do it.
It's dense and very non-fictional and very, oh, good God, this is a lot of...
Is War and Peace next?
Yeah, and then The Art of War.
I was literally about to say it, the Art of War.
The Art of War.
Some to do.
Oh.
Anyway, you want to get the show on the road?
We're going to
Yeah.
talk about some fucking movies.
Yeah, nobody wants to hear us talk about books.
This is not a book podcast. We're just audiobook adjacent.
Yes.
Just adjacent.
All right, let's get to it. So we got the return.
Yeah.
Our normal seg.
Yeah.
The best man, worst.
Yeah, buddy.
All right.
We haven't done this in a while.
That. Yeah. What do I want to talk about? Who wants to start?
I guess I can start.
All right, go for it.
All right, so I've been watching actually a lot of good movies lately, and some real shit. But the best one I've watched recently.
We're going with best. Okay.
Yeah, we'll go with best. Big ups to Dog Soldiers, which is fucking awesome.
Just came on Shudder. I'm very excited.
It's fucking awesome. My best is OG Halloween from 1978, directed by John Carpenter and starring the immortal Jamie Lee Curtis.
Dope.
Nice.
I haven't seen it in a very, very long time, but I watched my 4K Scream Factory release, which is magnificent.
Sure, brag, everybody. Humble brag.
And but yeah, it's a great fucking movie. Not as violent as I remember it being, and a little longer than I remember it being, but like the tension, the music, Jamie Lee, it's a very intense experience, and I can see how it has become kind of hollowed ground and how everybody fucking stole from it.
Right.
Literally everybody stole from that fucking thing. But yeah, just I wish it was a one and done.
Sure.
It's so fucking like it's so fucking good. Where you're just like,
it's
like why? Like I know, like I don't know, hindsight 2020 type thing. I don't know. It's amazing. If you haven't seen it, you need to watch it. It's definitely better than the last two Halloween movies.
Sure.
The last three, probably. Every Halloween movie since the original.
I remember during the pandemic when Cineplex was having like they were like redoing like the old movies and stuff. In October, me and Melissa went to see Halloween on the big screen, and it was fucking amazing.
Nice. Yeah. I'm still happy we went to the world premiere of Halloween 08.
Yeah,
2018. And fucking Michael Myers was just hanging out in the fucking rafters.
Oh my god, that end, man. Oh my god, everything about that screen was fucking perfect.
Yeah, that was good stuff. Tony, you're best.
Yeah, buddy.
We're gonna appease one of our listeners. Our super fan of the podcast, Stefan Delgado.
Yeah.
He made a request for a review.
Sure.
So I'm going to hit him and hit our listeners with my review and my best of this past 2 weeks. Teenage Ninja Turtles.
Oh, good. I wanted to talk about that too.
What is it called?
Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Mutant
Mayhem.
Mutant Mayhem.
Okay. I watched the first 20 minutes and Quentin wasn't into it, so I couldn't watch anymore.
Talk to me, Goose.
There's
our resident TMNT connoisseur.
There was things I liked about it. There was things I was on board for. There were things that I wasn't on board for. But Spider-Verse walked so that the Ninja Turtles could run.
So a lot of movies could run at this point. Yeah.
I think it owes a lot to Spider-Verse because the animation was fucking insane.
Yeah, it was nuts.
It was nice. It was a nice welcome change for a Ninja Turtle movie to be in animation, to be in animated and not live action.
It was that one from 2007.
Yeah, I don't really count that one because that movie was kind of dog shit.
I don't remember being off. Chris Evans was Casey Jones. Fine, Tony.
I liked that the Turtles were teenagers.
Yes.
That was excellent.
I liked it. And you know what? I kind of liked the origin story.
Yeah.
Again, I liked how they did it. I like it, and it was a nice fresh take. Jackie Chan. I don't know how you thought about Jackie Chan being Splinter, but I fucking loved it.
I loved it. I think Jackie Chan is a great Splinter.
He was great. Like there was like that. Dave, I might ruin a little bit of it. I'm gonna try not to.
You talk about.
There was that like flashback scene with him and the young turtles, and like he has like a little afro. I fucking loved it.
It was
that.
so good.
He had a mustache too, didn't he?
And he had a mustache too. Yeah.
Good.
Oh, it's so good. But I liked how it was like an updated version. It was like a Gen Z version of the Ninja Turtles because you have all the pop culture references of today's youth, right? Yeah. But there was enough Easter eggs that if you're a true and devoted Ninja Turtle fan like I am, you'll pick things up, right? Like there was when they got human clothes, like there was a costume that Mikey got, and it was like the long baggy jeans, the Hawaiian shirt, and the bucket hat. Yeah. And he had that in Ninja Turtles 3.
Oh, there you go.
So. And there's like these little things, and I also liked how the villain wasn't Shredder right off the hop, right? Because Ninja Turtle, Shredder, like they always go hand in hand. Yeah. But I like how it was like a nice little like interlude to to how it was going to be. Obviously, the Friends, a little weird. Yeah, a little weird. But I'm glad that they did something different. It's nice and fresh. There's one thing that I really disagreed with it.
Okay.
But I just don't want to. I don't want to.
Tony, do it.
I didn't like how Rocksteady and Bebop turned into their friends.
Yeah, I mean,
so they're like super friends.
Kind of,
yeah.
The way that it happens makes sense.
Yeah,
to me, it was just kind of like, oh, I guess.
Right,
okay.
Because they've always been like the number twos to not number twos, but like the henchmen to Shredder.
Yeah.
Right. But I like that whole mutant aspect, that storyline. That wasn't really bothered by the plot at all. It was actually more fleshed out, more than regular Ninja Turtle storylines.
Yeah.
But
the whole thing of like, figuring out who you are.
Exactly. Figuring out who you are, where you are in the world, how you want people to perceive you. Yep. That kind of thing. The overall family and like how they all like come into their own.
Yep.
I really like that. And just like the message, man. It was very nice, wholesome message. Definitely recommend it.
Yes,
I'm definitely glad that I pre-ordered the Happy Handjob 4K limited edition steelbook off Amazon. You're welcome. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't see it in the theater, but you know what? Like, I'm glad. A lot of people said that I was going to hate it.
Oh, I didn't. I definitely didn't think that.
I knew I was going to love it. Seth Rogen and what's his name? Evan Goldberg. Evan Goldberg. They knocked it out of the park. You could tell that it was a Ninja Turtle movie made by fans of Ninja Turtles.
That's fair. That's totally fair. I like that.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know if I would have completely given Spider-Man all the credit for like the way the movie looks. I think we should just give it credit that Spider-Man made a Spider-Man movie that's not just fucking CGI fucking animation, that it was more hand drawn, because the 20 minutes I watched was beautiful.
Yeah.
And it was very like the cell shading and the hand drawn stuff looked great. And I liked the look of it.
The music too. The music soundtrack was incredible. That little like nod to the fucking ninja rap.
Yes.
No notes.
Yes. Oh, and fucking, we were just talking about it too. Push to the limit.
Yeah. Push it to the limit too.
Push to the limit, which that like, never comes up.
Why?
They brought back the fuck, I can never remember.
They did I Need a Hero, didn't they? But they did like an interlude instead. They didn't do like the mute. They only did like the instrumental part to it, I thought.
Yes. Yeah. There was that. They also during the car chase scene, they had the what's going on, and then they did both. They did the original, and then it sped up to like the weird YouTube one with He-Man from way back in the day that no one fucking remembers. That's amazing. I was just like, I had the biggest grin on my face during the whole thing.
The origin story of how they got the van, like that's fucking incredible.
I'm just going to add an extra shout out that it's the 10-year anniversary this week of when I met Mr. Vanilla Ice.
Sorry,
it's Mr. Ice.
Mr. Ice. As he prefers to be called.
And I got him to sign something that says "Go Ninja, Go Ninja, Go."
Very jealous. Very jealous. But it was just so good. It's so good. I'm very excited to see where it goes. I'm hoping they keep up the intensity and they don't downgrade it for the TV series.
Yeah.
And sequels setting up in the nice thing. I'm a little upset that Casey Jones isn't there, but like, you know what? They're planting seeds and seeing where it takes them.
It's good.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see where the future lies.
Nice.
I hope that was enough for you, Stefan.
Yeah, you're welcome, buddy.
You're welcome.
I'll take your next request anytime.
Yeah.
Mr. Jimmy.
All right. Well, that was going to be one of my best, so that's fine. That we take that one out of the mix, and I'll go on to.
You had to have known I was going to talk about.
I figured. I knew it was coming up. If you didn't, I was going to be the one to jump it off. So it's fine. One of the two of us was going to kick that one off. So I'm going to pivot to my next one that I had as well. I want to talk about Saw 10.
Oh God, Saw 10.
Saw X.
Saw X. Like Fast X, we have now Saw X.
It'd be a good doubleheader.
Yeah, I'm putting this in the best only because. There's a ranking of 3 that I'm going for here. None of it's a very low best. It's just making the cut.
Were there a lot of people there that you could tell were doing Saw Patrol that weekend?
I couldn't figure that out. There was definitely
Fucked up, man.
there's definitely some younger generation there that I was like, I don't know about this, guys, but all right. There was like younger kids in front of me, so maybe they were doing Saw Patrol. I'm like, I think that's a choice. This movie's interesting. Trying to make John a protagonist.
John Kramer
a protagonist is a very, very tall ask.
It's a big swing.
That's a lot of shit that you, and like in the 10th movie, you need to make me root for him. He has been a butcher for so many movies, whether he's been alive, dead, or off screen.
Well, you root for Jason and Freddy. Why not root for John Kramer?
Yeah, I think it's just like the sort of the way it's been painted up until now hasn't been the most pleasant. Like I feel like Jason and Freddy, I think they had a following beforehand. Yeah. Like it started out with you could like, who the fuck was rooting for John Kramer in Saw 1? Right.
Well, Jason's not in fucking Friday or he's not the killer in the first Saw 2.
Spoilers. He's a fucking menace in 2. Anyway,
he's fucking
vicious. You have to kind of like shift your perspective. So they spend a lot of there's a long stretch of this movie where it is being the least Saw it could possibly be. It's a lot of time you're spending with John Kramer, who is trying to get his cancer cured. Which has been his ongoing struggle. So this takes place between Saw 1 and Saw 2. No,
Saw 2, Saw 3.
Saw 2 and Saw 3. John Kramer looks fine.
Well, that's because fucking Tobin Bell's 81.
Yeah.
And so it probably isn't much of a stretch to make him look like he was a haggard cancer patient.
He was there. But Shawnee Smith is back as Amanda. And
was the same actress?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time inside 2 movies.
It's been a long time to put this in between Saw 2 and Saw 3.
It's been a while.
It has been a while.
It's been a long time.
So look, when this movie is Saw,
it's like doing the sawing.
Yeah, it's holy shit, I squirmed in my seat and multiple times.
Love it.
The sort of puzzles that they set up, which I won't spoil, but because they are good, made me squirm in so many various different ways. Like all of that was excellent. And then even like the way that the ending plays out, there's sort of like the usual sort of Saw.
Did the music play?
Oh, it did.
Of course it did.
Of course
if music didn't play, then just chuck it in the bin, man.
No, so there's a whole excellent thing at the end. It's very good the way that it. So when it's at its most Saw, it's fun and a lot of fun, and you'll enjoy it and you'll squirm if you are kind of squeamish at a little bit of body horror. If you are squeamish at body horror, this won't be for you. But you have to go through such a dearth of non-Saw that it's kind of shitty in the middle. Like they did what they could to be like start off a little slow, and it's very like heartfelt and whatever, and then they throw a Saw moment in the middle just to have fun, and then you have to wait a while, and then you are 0 to 100 very quickly.
Is his girlfriend in it?
His girlfriend?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
No,
because she shows up in the later movies.
Yeah, no,
and she was like
it's just him and then Amanda.
And Amanda. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
I remember, or I read a quote from one of the producers or something that said like they regret killing off Jigsaw and Saw 3, and I was like, you think,
dumbass?
You think that was a fucking bad idea?
Stupid.
Like now they have to fill in these weird slots in between the movies if they want to do
the Saw franchise is like honestly like one of the best because like the fucking continuity is completely all over the fucking place.
But you gotta respect that continuity. You gotta respect it because other movies they don't like Friday the 13th. There's no real continuity in that series.
It's just hopes and dreams. Unicorn farts in that
fucking, like there's no real continuity in horror.
Yeah.
But like there is continuity.
There is continuity.
They go out of their way to make sure that the continuity sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And like isn't Saw 4 adjacent to Saw 3? It's happening at the same time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think
Saw
you're
4
right.
is the one that's happening at the same time as Saw 3.
That's the one with Donnie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love it.
Fucking.
Anyway.
Oh man.
But you know what?
He's 81. They can't keep going. Like he doesn't.
No.
You can't. Like I don't want to say he's going to die immediately, but you can't really hang your fucking hat and assume he's going to be able to keep pumping these movies out.
You know what though?
Isn't there another Saw movie like greenlit for like next year?
Probably.
There's always
it's going to take place between Saw X and Saw 3. It's just going to keep. They're going to expand that timeline out.
Carrie Alves is going to come back.
Yeah,
he needs to.
Carrie Always coming back. Oh
come
man.
on.
Yeah, we need Carrie Always back.
Revive fucking Danny Glover too while you're at it.
Every movie could use more Carrie Elways.
Yes.
Or bring back fucking Chris Rock or whatever.
Oh God.
Whatever his name was. Who was it? Oh God. He's in Social Network. He's in. Oh my God. He's.
The Winklevoss twins?
No, not the Winklevi. Keep going. I'll figure out his name. You'll know him.
I don't know that I would say rush out and see it in a theater.
Oh, it's going to be on VOD before Halloween. Buddy.
Yeah, they did that on purpose.
I would totally recommend seeing it. If you've watched the other Saws, if you do enjoy the body horror, I know you do. So Tony, watch it and then come back to me and talk to me about it because like I want to know sort of how you felt about it because that was just me. I enjoyed it, and when it was Saw, as I said, it was Saw. It was great and gruesome and
Max Minghella was who I was talking about.
Yeah.
Wait, he's in one?
He's in Spiral.
Nice.
From the Book of Saw.
Samuel L. Jackson's in that movie too.
Yeah,
Wild.
It was weird.
Wild is right.
Wild times.
Anyway, there you go. There's my best.
Cool.
Dave. Mammy.
Okay, so my Matt is another film that's in theaters now.
Sure.
It's called She Came to Me, and it stars Peter Dinklage, Anne Hathaway, and Marissa Tomei. And it is basically like a modern day love story. He is an opera composer, and he has a bit of writer's block. And he's married to Anne Hathaway, and she's a therapist, and she encourages him to like go out and, you know, get unblocked type thing. And he goes to a bar, he meets up with Marissa Tomei. Marissa Tomei is a tugboat captain. And she's not.
I'm sorry.
This isn't written by Woody Allen.
And they end up sleeping together. She unlocks, she's the muse type thing. And then like all the cards are coming down. And at the same time as this is happening, there's like a little subplot with his stepson and someone else's the cleaner's daughter. And then fucking, oh God, what's his stupid name? I don't know why I called him stupid. He's not stupid. He's
are we sure this isn't written by Woody Allen?
No, it's not a Woody Allen movie. It feels Woody Allen-ish. Brian Darcy James, he's a stenographer who also is a Civil War buff, and he's like a general in the Civil War reenactments.
Of course.
And he has an issue with the stepson because he's black, and there's like a race thing, and then there's also like he's 18 and the daughter is 16, so then there's like I'm literally throwing all the
boxes they just needed to tick.
I'm throwing all this at you. The movie is all over the fucking place,
right? And
it goes from fucking 239 widescreen to 137 full frame to 230. That just keeps going. Like it's there's no rhyme. There's You know how like fan of the podcast, friend of the podcast, Kaylin hated Oppenheimer for doing the switch between, right? Because she didn't understand that that's just a Nolanism. Yeah. But he usually does it for a reason.
Yeah, you're switching to full frame IMAX,
right? Yeah. There's no reason to change here because I was like, oh, maybe they're doing it like this is a different plot, this different storyline, so this one's going to be like this. But then it's not.
Yeah.
And then it's just like various interludes are in full frame, and then it cuts back to wide, and it's odd. And yeah, like Peter Dinklage is great.
Sure.
and him wearing an ill-fitting life jacket is very funny. But Anne Hathaway's wasted. Marissa Tomei is wasted. Yeah. It's fucking weird. But I was never bored.
Well, I mean, that's saying
I don't know how you get bored. That just sounds like a wild time.
Yeah. It was literally like, I don't really like. It's just
I don't think you have time to breathe, but
it's just a modern love story.
Sure.
Let's go with that.
It's
all right.
And tugboat captain.
Cool.
And she's a former romance and love addict.
Oh.
Recovering romance and love addict.
Sure.
I'm sorry, love addict?
Yeah, she like falls in love very easily.
Okay.
And she's apparently her therapist, her court mandated therapist.
Court mandated.
Yeah, told her that she couldn't watch romantic movies for like a year or something. Now that you I didn't think of it at the time, but now that you mentioned Woody Allen, like,
are we sure?
It's very.
Tony was a tugboat captain.
As soon as you said tugboat captain, I was like, it's Woody Allen. No one writes that kind of shit.
Ghostwriting.
It's very Woody Allen-esque.
Okay. What about Wes Anderson?
It's
tugboat captain would be fucking Wes Anderson too.
Yeah, well, that's just the rest of this seems too chaotic.
It's just very chaotic and deadpan, and it's not as elaborate as a Wes Anderson, but like Woody Allen,
for sure.
Like when you think of a prototypical Woody Allen character in a Woody Allen script, it's very similar to that.
Okay.
An erotic Jew?
Okay, we're getting off topic. Actually, there is a a Catholic fucking spin.
Fun.
But the director is Rebecca Miller, and she also directed Maggie's Plan and The Ballad of Jack and Rose, and she wrote Proof. I'm sure none of these movies make sense to you.
Nope.
But she's also an actor, and she was in the Meyerowitz stories, New and Abridged or whatever the fuck it's called. New and Selected.
Noah
she's
Baumbach.
She's not the sister, but she's the one that
I remember nothing of that movie.
she's like the love interest for Adam Sandler.
Okay, cool. When I go on my Noah Baumbach kick, I'll start with that one.
I've been on a Noah Baumbach kick.
I look forward to your list on Letterboxd.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes. The last thing I want to say is Joanna Kulig. I hope I didn't say her name wrong. She's the cleaner, and she's the female lead in Cold War, and I have been meaning to watch Cold War forever.
Yeah, definitely.
Forever and a day.
Same.
I wanted to see that movie. So seeing her walk across and talk, and I was like, I should be watching Cold War.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sounds about right.
Yes. And she was also in fucking Knox Goes Away.
Knox Goes Away, okay. Wait, was she the prostitute?
Yeah, I think so.
Prostitute number one.
That literally, that's like the only person she could possibly be.
Literally, that's the only thing that fits the bill.
That's who it was. Yeah, that's who it was.
Amazing.
Cool.
So, Matt.
Cool.
But also in theaters right now.
Wonderful.
Tony.
I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm just going to put in a little second best because I don't really have a
That's fine.
Weak.
Shut your face. Okay, so I want to paint you a picture. Mm. This is also why I wanted to talk about it, because I wanted you to paint the picture.
Go for it.
Because it literally this happened like 3 or 4 weeks ago, and I literally wanted to tell you guys about it.
Okay, I was watching Bob Ross last night.
What's that?
I was watching Bob Ross last night. I can do this. I can paint this. Go.
Okay, so it's Friday night.
Yeah.
Melissa's having dinner with her friends.
Right.
I'm home alone.
Right.
Make a nice bowl of ramen.
Uh-huh.
And I'm looking for a movie. So going on about minute like 29, half an hour, trying to find a fucking movie because I just want to watch a horror movie.
Yeah.
That's not the kind of movie I thought you'd be watching.
So
watch that 4K Vinegar Syndrome one you got.
Oh yeah, it's on the couch over there actually. So I found a movie.
Yeah.
That movie is a Canadian horror movie. Mm-hmm. When you think of Canadian horror, this movie is definitely at the top of the list. Mm-hmm. It is a nice little werewolf teen movie.
Mm-hmm. Passchendaele.
That's it.
It's a film called Ginger Snaps.
Score a hockey musical.
Ginger Snaps.
Ginger Snaps.
Never seen it. I've always wanted to.
Holy shit, David. Remember, I'm eating.
Yeah.
And I wanted to make sure that the movie was going to be copacetic with what I...
Food?
Food-wise. With the ramen.
Should have watched Tampopo.
I know, I should have. Stupid mistake. Now, you guys obviously have not seen Ginger Snaps.
Correct.
Okay, well, Ginger Snaps features a lot of animal deaths. And I don't mean like animal deaths. I mean like skin like picked to the bone. And like a lot of and like skin being like ripped apart and stuff.
No.
Guys, I got 15 minutes in and I'm just like,
that's enough.
Nope. I paused it, finished my meal, and then went back.
That's the first 15 minutes?
Buddy, the first 15 minutes, I just kept looking down at my food and I looked at the thing and I was like, this isn't a movie you eat to. What was I thinking? All kidding aside, don't watch it when you eat, obviously. I was serious when I said, when you think of Canadian horror, you think of this movie. This movie is fucking awesome. And it is gnarly as fuck. Yeah. Practical effects, you know me, I always harp on the practical effects. Practical effects are fucking aces. The transformation scene would rival American Werewolf in London. Obviously, that's the only thing you think of. It doesn't hold a candle to that, obviously. Yeah, but for a fucking Canadian 2001 horror movie, when the budgets to Canadian horror at that point in time weren't that great. Yeah.
Have they gotten better?
It's $10,000 on a can of pop.
They look better. They look like they have more money.
Can of pop, probably a case of Molson Canadian.
Labatt Blue, guys.
Labatt Blue. Molson Export.
No, this
Labatt
movie.
Ice.
Labatt Ice.
Hold on a second. I just want to get the actress's name because she is next level in this. If I'm correct, it's Susan Sarandon's daughter.
No.
Nina Sarandon.
No, I'm completely wrong. Her name is Catherine Isabel. She is absolutely insane, and the actress who plays her sister, Emily Perkins, she is next level too.
Oh,
holy shit! The two of them, the chemistry that they have together as sisters, just unreal. And that's what.
All right.
It's just so good because it centers around the story of like a teenager getting their first period, and then turning that and then spinning that into a werewolf story.
Oh, I like that
because the girl they're like running from something and like they're just being stupid, and then all of a sudden the one sister gets her period and she's just like, and everyone's freaking out about it, and then in the next moment she's getting mauled by a fucking werewolf because a werewolf smells blood, obviously.
Right. Sure.
As it does.
And then we're off.
And then that's it. Okay.
It's sprung 2 sequels, so there's a trilogy. I've heard that the second one is equally as good, but obviously nothing holds a candle to the first one. Yeah. And then the third one goes completely fucking left field, like 1800s, like they go back in time. Kind of beginning. Yeah. The beginning. Yeah. They were really, the two of them were released in the same year.
They're interesting. They're bringing out a trilogy from Second Sight.
Oh shit!
But it's in it's on Blu-ray, so you'd need to get a region free.
Damn.
But that's coming out soon. And I had this really random, elaborate dream. And I don't remember all of the details, but it all led up to me going to a screening of Ginger Snaps.
That's fucked up.
Which I've never seen.
Yeah.
So you mentioning Ginger Snaps, I was just like, huh. Also, maybe I'll have to boost it up on the list.
Seriously, no, you definitely should. It's a fucking fantastic movie. And I also want to just give a big fuck you to Scream Factory, because Scream Factory has this nice special edition of Ginger Snaps. Yeah. Remember, the movie's Canadian.
Yeah.
And on the Scream Factory website, only ships to the States.
That's probably because somebody else has the rights in Canada.
Yeah. But still.
It's on Amazon. I literally just saw it on Amazon. That edition you were just talking about.
The edition that I was just talking about. All right. Well, fuck me then.
But
I'll eat my fist.
Because I'd wait. Because obviously if they're remastering it in the UK, that means that it'll show up somewhere.
Fingers crossed.
Or you just when you buy your 4K player, make sure it's region free.
Yep.
But you guys should definitely. It's Spooktober right now. You guys definitely should put it on your list.
Absolutely.
Just
I like
this. You might get a little squeamish.
All right.
Yeah, right.
It is unapologetic and it's vicious.
All right. Giddy up.
Ready for my man?
Mr. Jimmy.
Tony, we got to talk about something.
Okay.
We got to talk about a on this podcast rating scale that we've created.
Oh, fuck yes, Pops.
We got to talk about the existence of nocebo.
Fuck yes. Finally. It's been what? Almost a year?
It's been almost a year. Yes.
I hope I still remember it when you're talking about it.
I finally watched Nocebo in all of its glory, and it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't anticipating who was in it. Like when Tony was talking, like I've only noted as one to Nocebo, but I guess I forgot the time that he actually discussed Nocebo. So I started watching it and I was like, Mark Strong's in this?
Yep.
Eva Green's in this?
Eva Green.
Okay. Yeah, so for a refresh, since it is October now and it feels more fitting to talk about Nocebo. Spooktober.
Is that really what we're going to talk about?
I guess so. So a fashion designer hires a nanny. The nanny comes to live with this family. It's just a wife, husband, daughter to look after the daughter. And things start getting spooky.
There's another one like that called Nanny that came out recently.
Oh, I gotta see Nanny.
It was at Sundance last year, I think.
It's on Criterion.
And it's on Criterion now.
Interesting. I went to Criterion. Maybe it's the best version of Nocebo.
It's more. It has to do more with racial politics.
Yeah. This kind of does too. In a way, kind of. It's dealing sort of with fast fashion and consequences of in its messaging.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
It's like Appendage.
No, not quite.
No.
You do slowly watch Eva Green go insane throughout the course of the movie.
Cool.
That
culminating.
That shit was me. It like literally like hit me like a shotgun blast of the memory of this movie.
Yeah. Like it starts off weird and you're just like, I don't know where this is going. And then like it continually gets weirder. And
it just gets go more down the rabbit hole.
I don't know if I like this. And then in intercut is interspersed like part of the nanny's backstory. Sort of cut in between. But the way that it ends, oh good God, it's fucked up. It's real fucked up.
So there's a reason why we have the 1 to Nocebo scale.
Yeah,
it's the stuff of nightmares.
All right.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm still putting this in med. Like, it's not
like reinviting the fight. Yeah. It's not reinventing the wheel. Like,
but as a scale for Shudder, 1 to Nocebo makes a lot of sense. Because it goes places, and it's like it's a brisk. I think it's only an hour and a half.
Yeah, it's a brisk. It leaves
96 minutes.
It leaves its mark on you.
Yeah.
Emotionally.
Yeah. And like, I honestly, just before I started talking about it, I was like, do I even, because you were like, I don't know if I remember this movie. I was like, I don't know if I remember this movie. And then it immediately came back. It's all there. That's good. I do recommend it. I'm not saying it's like the greatest thing you're ever going to watch, but like it's a good movie for Spooktober. It's fine. It's a good entry in Spooktober, I think. And if you haven't seen it, Dave, you should, so that you understand 1 to Nocebo, because now I do. So now anytime Tony throws out a rating for a Shudder minute, I get it. I get that reference.
I just gotta watch Spoonful of Sugar, and we're right there, baby.
That's next. That's next. After I get through Cure.
Yeah.
But anyway, this is my meh. It is a recommend, but it's a meh. Dave, worst?
Tony, who was that young woman you were talking about in Ginger Snaps? What was her name?
Catherine Isabel?
Yeah, I watched a film with her that wasn't Ginger Snaps, and it was pretty fucking awful. And the film I'm talking about, which turned 20 this year, if you want to feel old as shit.
Thanks.
It's a little film called Freddy vs. Jason.
Oh, goody.
She goes out like a punk in that.
She does, yes.
Goody.
Also, she's being raped at that moment, so that's not great. That's a little more icky.
Gumdrops.
That's super icky.
Yeah.
I do not remember it like that.
So
it's been 20 years.
She gets like her part, she gets like fucking fucked up drunk, like blackout drunk, and she passes out in a cornfield and she's dreaming, and Freddy is in the dream.
Yeah.
But then some guy decides to rape her, and then Jason puts like a pipe through them and then like whips him like to next year.
Oh god.
Icky.
It's icky.
I don't
so
like
basically that. I love the setup of this movie.
Sure.
I love the setup.
Yeah.
Basically in I want to say Haddonfield, but that's not where this takes place. Wherever Freddy hangs out.
In dreams, Dave. In dreams.
Wherever he used to Springside. I don't
know.
I'm sure somebody will yell at me for my Nightmare on Elm Street knowledge. Anyways, they've all forgotten about Freddy.
Right.
So he doesn't have power anymore.
Yeah.
So he takes it upon himself to find Jason and kind of inspire Jason to go on a killing spree there.
Oh, yeah.
Like he goes straight to the house, like the house on Elm Street, and then people don't know, like the young people don't know who Freddy is, type thing. But the cops are all like, "This seems like a Freddy murder type thing."
Yeah.
And then gradually, Freddy is everyone starts remembering Freddy, and then he starts haunting them, and he's gaining his power back. And then Jason doesn't want to be somebody's lapdog, and it kind of goes from there.
Right. That is a fun setup.
It's a very, very fun setup, and Robert Englund is fucking unhinged as Freddy. His last feature film performance as Freddy, and he is unhinged and like he's just got it. But the movie is fucking terrible.
Yeah. It hasn't aged. I remember now that you're mentioning the icky poorly. Part with that actress, it like there was other icky scenes. Like there's like that whole like dialogue between him and Kelly Rowland that's like really like messed up, isn't it?
Oh yeah, she uses the FAG word liberally for a bit. Brutal. And what the fuck else? There's a lot of it's from the CGI boom, so there's a lot of CGI, and like there's one part where like a Freddy slug thing comes out with a hookah and smokes with a guy, gets a guy high, so he will go do his bidding.
Oh my god!
And I was like, this is fucking weird.
Yeah,
it's just a very, very strange movie that feels like an amalgamation of 10 to 15 years worth of scripts, and not knowing, not landing on one solid idea. So it's taking from all of them, and then you watch the deleted scenes on the Blu-ray. And it fills in some of the other gaps where you're like, this seems like this should happen. And then that's a deleted scene. You're like, oh, that makes sense.
Right.
But they cut it to ribbons, and it's just
so just things happening.
Right. And then when they're fighting, like obviously it's fucking cool as shit. But like it's just not very good.
Yeah.
And Jason Ritter's in it, and he's very cute.
Oh, it's adorable.
And the last thing I want to say about it, other than at one point, like the speed goes up, so it goes quicker. And I thought it was just my TV, but then I watched it on another TV, and I was like, oh no, that's just the movie.
Yeah, great, cool.
They sped it up.
Cool. Let's get this done.
Apparently, after this movie came out and made bank, they wanted to make a sequel.
Right.
And the sequel was going to be Freddy versus Jason versus Ash from Evil Dead.
Wild.
And then they never made it, but they made it into a comic series, which I totally forgot all about.
The comic book was fucking legendary.
And then they had like a sequel to the comic book too. And just like, but it never happened in real life on film, on celluloid. And they took that from us.
Yes, they did.
They took that from us. And I feel like it would have more than made up for what shit show Freddy versus Jason is.
Yeah.
So don't be nostalgic like me during Spooktober and watch fucking Freddy.
Be a dick about it.
Watch Freddy versus Jason because it's a pile of shit.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. That wasn't high on my list anyway.
Pile of shit. Even
the Blu-ray.
The kills aren't even that good.
Some of them are.
chuck it in the bin.
It needs to go in the bin. Fucking Robert Englund deserved better.
I just didn't like the dialogue. Dialogue was horrid.
Yeah.
And it did not age. It was just like,
it's bad.
It's just so icky.
It's fucking bad.
Yeah.
So,
Well, speaking of
bad.
dumpster fires and bad, I had the distinct pleasure of watching a cinematic triumph. I'm talking about Dennis Hopper's Catch Fire, or to some people, it may be called Backtrack.
Oh.
It is
I don't even know this movie
directed.
existed.
It is directed by Dennis Hopper by means of Alan Smitty.
Oh, no.
So let me just paint a picture for you boys.
Please do.
It is about a woman who is played by Jodie Foster. She witnesses a mob hit. A mob hit where the lead mobster is Joe Pesci. His number 2 is Tony Cicero, Polly Walnuts.
Yes.
Oh, Polly
His
Walnuts.
consigliere is Dean Stockwell.
Okay.
All you're telling me is that I should watch this.
Okay.
Yeah.
So she witnesses this.
So far on paper. Okay.
On paper, sounds like a real good time, right?
Yeah.
And now I want to tell you that they hire a hitman, because she gets away, obviously. They hire a hitman to go and find her. The hitman is Dennis Hopper. Dennis Hopper's, let's say, hobby is to take his shirt off and be in a beater and slacks and just play the saxophone.
Okay.
Okay, you still with me, guys?
I'm still into it.
I don't know where this is going.
I'm still. You haven't told me why it's bad yet.
So now, Jodie Foster's on the run.
Yeah.
Dennis Hopper's tracking her, finding her, studying her. Basically, like really finding what ticks. And then from there, I cannot explain to you, but he falls in love with her and then wants to run away with her while still trying to kill her and outrun the mafia, who is led by Joe Pesci.
And this is like around Silence of the Lambs, Jodie Foster, right? So she's only like in her late 20s.
Yes.
Yeah.
I would say, because...
And Dennis Hopper would be what, like 93 at this point?
Pretty much. Pretty much.
No spoilers.
No spoilers. Okay. So the end comes and you're like, wow, like that's not really a good plan. Like, I don't know how they're going to get out of this one.
Yeah.
Like, how are we going to get out of this one, Scooby? It would be really funny if they had like those things that would protect him in this sort of thing. I shit you not. It happens. You think of what they would need to get out of it, and it happens. And then it plays off like a nice little piano as the credits roll. They're coming out. Everything's all fine and dandy. And, they go on their merry way.
Like a Deus Ex Machina?
What are you talking about? What does that mean?
Machina.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go with that.
I always say Machina, but yeah, you're right. Machina.
When you talk about dumpster fires in Hollywood, this is at the top. And I didn't think that they were right because it came out a special edition on Kino Lorber. This movie is hot garbage. And I'm pretty sure I gave it a 1.5 on Letterboxd.
Yeah.
And it's only for 2 scenes.
Oh no.
And those 2 scenes featured Dennis Hopper on the saxophone.
Fair.
I don't know, man. Everything you said doesn't tell me it's a bad movie. It tells me it's a movie I need to watch.
Buddy, Jodie Foster also has a voiceover. And the narration is like a cross between what was it? Patricia Arquette's voiceover in True Romance.
Ugh.
Very similar.
I'll let him name our son Elvis.
Yeah.
I was curious on Letterboxd whether you could look up Alan Smithy because it's fun. And yes, you can. And he is a credited Letterboxd director.
Nice.
Of pseudonym.
Yes, nice.
And do you want to know the most popular Alan Smithy directed film?
Yes.
Is it Burn, Hollywood Burn?
No.
Oh.
That is on the list.
Of course it is.
But no. Most popular of all time on Letterboxd, Alan Smithy directed film, Hellraiser Bloodline.
I love it.
Ooh. The number 2 in that slot, just for funsies, is Maniac Cop 3.
Nice. Rough. Nice.
I saw Maniac Cop 1.
I saw Maniac Cop 1 and 2. Only because Bruce Campbell was in it. They lied.
The third, and I didn't even know this movie fucking existed, is The Birds 2.
Yeah.
I knew about that. I knew that existed.
About that one too.
Yeah.
And yeah.
I don't really know what you...
Did you find Catch Fire?
I haven't yet. There's also Blood-Sucking Pharaohs in Pittsburgh.
Sounds like a good time.
That sounds actually like a good time.
That sounds like a good time.
Let's Get Hairy.
Is that a porno?
I don't know. There's also something called The Shrimp on the Barbie, which...
All right.
Also Ghost Fever. There's you know what?
There's titles.
We should have... what the hell is that?
All right.
I'm sorry. This movie is called Anatar.
Okay.
And I understand that this medium is not a visual medium, but I need to show both of you this poster because
just show me the poster.
I can't.
Show it.
Show it to us.
Show and tell. All right.
Yeah. All right.
For the listeners, it's like...
What is that?
It's like a woman, but she has a duck for a mouth, and
But
there's
like not just the duck
she's a
bill, it's
beak.
like a Howard the Duck beak.
yeah, like a Howard the Duck
Like,
beak. Yeah.
what is
Yeah,
happening?
and there's some eyes that looks like
It's like-
Dracula's
is it-
eyes kind of thing.
Is it a knockoff of Avatar?
It looks like it.
It's called Anatar. Oh God, I think so. It was made in 2023.
Oh, so it's brand new.
It's brand new.
I didn't know they still call Alan Smithy on some of the show.
That's an Alan Smithy joint.
Speaking of Howard the Duck, you motherfuckers need to come over to watch Howard the Duck.
Well, obviously,
yes.
James, your worst.
My worst. I don't really have one to really slot in that I much to say about, so it'll be nice and quick, I guess. What I'll talk about, I recently watched. I don't know if I said this on the podcast already. I'm drawing a blank, but I went through and watched all of the Shreks.
Yeah, we talked about it last time. Did you know Brian Darcy James is Shrek in the Shrek musical?
Yes, it's whack.
I have the Shrek musical.
I know, you literally said that on the last podcast.
Did I?
Yes.
I'm just
I don't even remember the last podcast.
We had an animated debate about Puss in Boots.
Yes, that's what we were talking about more. So just my other shout out is, after watching all of them, Shrek the Third is a pile of hot garbage.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
It does have a very funny moment in it, and that is the only point that got 2 stars from me. Everything else is just terrible. The jokes are bad. It's like they learned...
Is it when the king dies and they play Live and Let Die?
That is pretty fucking funny.
Jesus.
No, I was thinking more of fucking Gingy's Vietnam War flashback he has. When Charming comes in, Charming's like, tell me what you know. And he just goes back into his head and he's like remembering being baked. And then he comes out of the oven and he's like, Gingy, Papa! And like, then it's his life. He meets a gingerbread woman and they fall in love and they get married. And then she dies. And then flash forward and he's in, like, he's being tortured by Farquaad. And then it comes back to the present and he's like, on the good ship, lollipop bits. And Charming's just like, well, okay, and just moves on. It's so dumb and so funny.
What is happening?
Gingy's always a great character.
Gingy is excellent. Even Mungo is great, though. I love Mungo.
Quinny loves Mungo.
Mungo's great.
He just calls him Big Cookie, though.
It's Big Cookie. Mungo's the greatest.
He just always wants to watch the part with Big Cookie.
It's just, like, Shrek the First is great. The second one is also pretty great. And then it's just a fucking pit of despair in the third one. It is just so bad.
They bring it back a little bit in the fourth one, I remember, but...
A little bit.
Just a little bit. It's Shrek having a midlife crisis. Again.
Again.
Because he doesn't want to do it again.
Yeah. Cool. So, anyway, it's garbage. Don't rewatch.
Are they trying to make another Shrek?
Yeah, apparently they're
that.
Why?
Tony. Spoilers, Tony. At the end of Puss in Boots, they're traveling to far, far away.
Yeah, they do.
Why would you ruin that? I would have been like,
oh, You don't see anybody.
You don't see anybody.
Just, like,
you just see a boat, and it says far, far away.
Yeah.
So clearly,
Going to visit some old friends.
The idea is that they're going to make another one.
Yeah.
Cool. I don't know that there's really anything left to say.
They've said it again and again and again and again and again.
Unless the kids are older and he's going to have to be, they're going to meet other. It's going to be like a meet the parents
They're
thing.
all voiced by Mike Myers.
They're all voiced by Mike Myers.
Okay, so what's Mike Myers doing?
Not much.
What's Cameron Diaz doing?
She retired and then she came back and then she had such an awful experience making the movie that hasn't come out yet. It's for Netflix. She had such an awful experience that she retired again.
Okay. So she's probably gone. But what's Eddie Murphy doing?
He's been doing stuff.
Yeah,
a few things.
What's a good thing to get Eddie Murphy's legs back?
Shrek 5. The new Beverly Hills Cop called Beverly Hills Cop. Beverly Hills Cop, Axel Foley.
Oh, cool. When's that coming out?
Next year, I think.
Yeah,
nice.
Is it? Because they've been saying that for like 15 years.
Or Netflix. Oh, God.
Yeah, Netflix bought it.
Of course they did.
Yeah. But apparently they think that Axel Foley has the same marquee value as Maverick.
Yeah, totally.
Never know. We never know.
Odd.
Yeah. I mean, go for it. Try. Shoot your shot. That you've already ended up on Netflix tells me a lot.
Yes. But cool. Shrek 5 coming to you soon.
Coming soon, I guess.
Soon.
They'll just be like Fiona's off taking a dirt nap.
I'm sure she'll come back for it.
Rough.
I'm sure she will come back for it.
They could just set her up in her home. She doesn't even have to leave. It'll be fine.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like it's not
as intense.
like voice acting is an art form, but it's not as or sometimes it is, but it's a little easier to go into the booth than it is to be in front of God knows how many people.
Yeah. Should be fine. Anyway, that's our best, my worst. Are we doing our usual thing? Tony, you got a Shutter minute for us, buddy?
Sure. It's Spooktober. You better have a fucking Shutter minute.
7 Shutter minutes.
Yes, I do.
Just a Shutter minute. Okay. Let's get spooky with it then.
Evil lurking deep inside, its darkness knows no limit. So listen closely if you dare. This is the Shudder Minute.
For Spooktober. So what do you got?
I almost took this from you because I just got a screener of When Evil Lurks, which just came out in theaters, and I want to watch it so bad, but I didn't get to see it, so you can continue.
Evil Lurks will be on the Shutter Minute at the end of the month. Just be patient.
I know, but I wanted to talk about it now.
Okay, well.
I got the new VHS sequel, VHS 85.
Cool.
Super cool, right?
Yeah.
They got two feature shorts by some big names in horror. You got David Bruckner.
Nice.
He directed the new Hellraiser.
Yep.
And you got Scott Derrickson of the Doctor Strange Variety Hour.
Yeah, nice. Doctor Strange Variety Hour.
Yeah. Can I just say, the 3 other shorts that were directed by the no-name people, I like those better.
Really?
It's your standard VHS. If you've seen one, you've seen them all. But I actually kind of liked how they did it. The kind of editing was kind of off, but I had to do some research just to make sure that it was all copacetic. There is 5 shorts, but 1 short plays between them.
Yeah.
And then at the end.
Oh, okay.
Kind of thing, right? So you're getting little snippets of this short, right?
In between each.
And in between each. And I had to look that up because I had to see what the title was. They did all the title cards because there's never any fucking title cards. So you never know what fucking short you're getting. But there was like one that was like kind of like Pet Sematary-ish. Like they're in a lake. Some teenagers get killed, but the ones that got killed in the water, they rise again because like the water kind of like brings them out.
Yeah.
That one was kind of cool. A girl gets like half her face blown off and then she comes back and then they're like trying to like keep her mouth.
Oh God.
But it's like he's falling down. So I kind of like the practical effect on that. There was one that was in Spanish. That one was about an earthquake and then it takes a quick left turn into like ancient gods and sacrifice. That was kind of cool.
All right.
What else? There was another one with like it was like a body horror creature feature. That was a David Bruckner one. That one was like an government experiments, that kind of thing, and then it goes fucking bananas.
Then there was like a slam poetry one.
Ooh.
They were doing like slam poetry, and she like did VR, and then like a demon comes in the VR, and then she's like fighting with the thing. So whatever the demon does in the reality, it's happening to her, and they all think it's like a big like art thing. Okay. That one was kind of weird. And then there's like there's a police case one. That was a Scott Derrickson one. That one had like a lot of like sinister vibes to it. Yeah. Didn't really amount to anything. I didn't really like it.
All right.
Overall, if you like the VHS stuff, if you like the short film, there was a couple of good short films. I just remember VHS 99, which I covered on the Shutterman last year.
Yep.
I remember having more fun during that one.
Okay. Yeah. That's fair.
I still want to see VHS 2. I hear that one was the best one.
Sure.
I want to see that one, and I want to see VHS 94.
Nice.
You saw that one, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I like 94. Nice. I've always kind of enjoyed them though.
They're like whatever. They're not.
It's you know what like and
they're anthology movies. Like how good can they like?
And that's it. Like
you like at least if there's at least one short that you like.
It's been fine.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like it was even like, think of anthology. Like I like horror anthology ones too. Like Creepshow was fun.
Yeah.
For that. And like it's just when it's horror you can do smaller things as long as you make them like decently spooky, and as long as there's one, maybe two that you enjoy. Yeah. It's a good time. Yeah. It's fine.
I liked Body Bags. I saw Body Bags last October. Body Bags was John Carpenter and who's the other director, Dave? Do you remember?
On Body Bags?
Body Bags. John Carpenter did 2, and then another famous director. I think it might have been Joe Dante. It might have been someone of that 80s. Maybe Tobe Hooper.
Toby Hooper.
There you go. Yeah. That one was really good too. Fair. So
yeah.
But yeah.
One to Nocebo? Lower on the scale.
Lower on the scale for sure.
That's fair.
But a fun watch. I was really I was telling you guys I was pretty excited for it.
Yes.
So it was decent. I was expecting more from the Bruckner and Derrickson just because of who they are. But I was generally surprised with the up-and-comers. So I'm really looking forward to seeing what they produce, because
that's awesome.
They're probably going to be doing movies for Shudder now.
That's awesome. Cool.
Yeah, man.
There's the Shudder Minute. So we're ready to talk about our main segment?
Yeah.
And talk about a little film?
Yeah, it's Kraven the Hunter, right? That's what we're talking about this week?
I wish.
Is that in I guess that's alternate.
It's alternate universe.
Alternate universe. Timeline. Tony David James.
Yeah.
Aaron Taylor Johnson. So hot.
In another universe, we are talking about that movie. In this universe, we are talking about Fair Play,
which was just at the Toronto International Film Festival.
Twas.
And it did play at Sundance too?
Yes, it played at Sundance. I got to watch it at Sundance.
I was like, when I was looking up the film on Letterboxd and saw David already seen it, I'm like, there's no way.
Yeah.
And then I saw the date that he logged in and went, oh, fucking Sundance.
I watched it at Sundance.
Yeah.
I could have watched it at TIFF, but then I heard that it was coming to Netflix.
It's right here. That's fine.
Why waste the money?
So I guess to summarize it quickly, it's a Netflix film.
Did we say what it was called? Fair Play.
Fair Play. Yes.
Okay. It is an erotic thriller.
It is not an erotic thriller.
It was erotic thriller, marketed as a erotic thriller.
That's fine.
It's starring Phoebe Dynevor.
Yeah, you got it. That's actually what I'm doing right now.
Alden Ehrenreich. Aaron Reich. Sure. As a couple who both work at a hedge fund, and they're very much in love, and then one of them gets a promotion, and
shit goes sideways.
Hilarity ensues.
Their relationship is tested
in so many various ways.
Is it a hedge fund? Is that what they're?
It's a hedge fund.
They're stockbrokers.
They're at a hedge fund. Yes, specifically a hedge fund, which is why like the money that they're playing with and the bets and losses that they make are so astronomically huge. Yes, it's a hedge fund.
Okay, and it's very dog eat dog. Fucking like, the way they like it's vicious and savage at this place, and it's toxic. I'm going to use this word toxic quite often.
Yeah.
Eddie Marzan.
That's what I was just going to say. I'm like, Eddie Marzan played an absolute bastard in this, and he was excellent.
Piece of shit. Yeah. But he does the way he keeps a straight face.
Yeah.
in every scene. I don't know how he does it, because he just, like, you could see it in the eyes that he's getting enraged.
Nothing comes through
there's
beyond
just
that.
one part I just remember where he's like, you can see that he's enraged, and he's just like, "You done?"
Yeah.
He's so good, fucking good at this.
So good.
Okay, so I've talked about this movie before. I fucking love it. James, you told me you didn't like it. Tell me why.
I don't think it was enough of anything that it wanted to be. I think it was it. I guess if I was going to phrase it in a sort of colloquial way, it pulled its punches a lot of what it could have been. There was things that felt like it set up in here that then they just kind of like didn't bother doing anything with. Like there was a moment in this where, so she gets the promotion.
Yes.
Over him, even though there was a rumor going around that was probably going to be him, and then it ends up being her. Anyway, he starts spiraling out from that and is just a stupid butthead about it.
He's a little shit weasel.
Yeah, but there's this whole moment where like he's like looking up. He was looking up that like self-help. Craft your own narrative fucking workshop thing that had I can't remember his name.
$3,000.
That cost $3,000, even though he got like a little bit of a break from it
because he bought the whole package.
Like $300 off or whatever. 10% off. Is it Patrick Fisher? Yeah, Patrick Fisher.
I love when
Fischler. Patrick Fischler is the guy.
Shit weasel.
And you see him.
He's also a shit weasel.
You see him once in this fucking like promo video on the website before this man buys this thing and starts like listening and going down this thing. And then it's kind of briefly mentioned like, oh, you threw out my notes because, whatever. It felt like to me at that moment, like there was something else that they could have done with it. Like, I don't know why it was there. Like, it didn't.
It was to show his progression and where he's going.
I guess, but like it felt like it was supposed to do, especially because of the subject matter and the content of it. Like, I felt like it should have done more. It's like, craft your own narrative. Don't like others do that. And then there was this moment sort of shortly after that where, he was pitching a move to make. He pitched one move and it fucking blew up in their face and was terrible. And it looked badly on her. But then he wanted to pitch another one, and like I felt like if the movie wanted to, it could have followed down this path of him like gaslighting her into believing like a whole bunch of shit and like literally sabotaging her career. By way of like doing the stupid like craft your own narrative and no one can tell you what to do sort of thing. And but it didn't do that. It just was just like, yeah, you should invest in this one. She's like, no, I'm gonna do this instead. And then it just went on and he just continued to spiral on his own kind of thing. I don't know. It just I wanted something else to happen during it. It didn't feel like it dealt enough financy. It didn't feel like it dealt enough relationshipy. It just kind of like was a movie.
I thought there was lots of relationship-y. And I thought it was very much like a War of the Roses, like kind of like gender spat thing with a fucking shit weasel, a fucking what would you call him? Insecure kind of toxic, because the toxicity really comes out after he does that, after he starts taking that course. That's where things really start taking a turn for him. Yeah. So when you're saying like he's asserting himself, that's when he starts really fucking spiraling down the hill. Yeah. And the finance stuff is like kind of background, but like I thought it was very much a piece about gender dynamics and men thinking they deserve things, and about women and that they can't be as good as the boys and that they have to sleep their way to the top. It's all that. And just like her insecurities too, with her mother and with needing to please this guy because maybe inherently she knows she has to keep him kind of up or he's gonna turn on her, which kind of happens. Kind of happens anyway. And it's also about her learning to assert herself and not be not submit type thing. Not like her being a leader.
Yeah. Her to stand on her own.
To stand on her own.
You know? Sure. I don't know. As a film, it didn't work for me. Everyone's praising it, and I'm just like, I thought it was fine. It didn't blow my fucking brains off. Like, everyone's like, oh, it's great for gender dynamic. I'm like, this isn't anything new. Like, this is...
No, it's not anything new, but I think it's well written, well framed, and I think it moves.
I guess.
It moves, and it doesn't feel... Maybe it does pull its punches, but I don't feel like it's too preachy, and I feel like it's very like, I don't want to say fucking raw and authentic. I need to come up with something else, or visceral. Oh God. It just feels very like down in the dirt, grit. Like, this is kind of like, this is the shittiness. This is the shit.
Yeah, I guess.
And until, like the top, and
then both of them are shitty.
And the inherent toxicity of the finance game and like the dog eat dog world of that, because everybody in that office is a piece of shit.
Absolutely, including her.
Like, she's not at the beginning, but as she starts going down the path, she's pretty shitty too.
By the end, she's legitimately assaulting people. Not that she, was saved from that either, but like, I mean, you did break a bottle over a guy's face.
No, but it's like that old saying, when you mess around with monsters, you eventually become a monster, and that's literally what happens.
Yeah. And then the entire ending as well.
Yeah, you either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become the villain.
Yeah. Exactly.
Right? I thought they were both great. I thought they were
both great. I just, I didn't have anyone to root for.
You don't need anybody to root for.
I guess.
You were basically just on the ride of seeing how they're in this competitive company, right? And it's very dog eat dog, right? But they're also trying to have a relationship, and like they're both playing different people, right? Because they're different people when they're together, and then they're a different person when they're at work, right? Yeah. Because they can't have that interaction.
Because it's against company policy. But somehow, like, I don't know, like, her paychecks would say the address. Yeah. And like, she starts getting picked up, and like they both pop out at the same time. Like, nobody's talking about this.
No one noticed, right?
And like, honestly, I don't know.
So they're all wearing masks, so they're all trying to find out who they really are, right?
As someone I put it on Letterboxd, this was neither erotic nor thrilling, and I agree.
I would say it's not erotic, but it's definitely, I was thrilled by it. I think for me, when I saw it at Sundance, I had an absolute knockdown, brutal fucking fight with Alyssa, like, before I watched it. And I was amped up. And when I watched it, I was like, holy shit, I'm just fucking in the mood for this. Yeah. This is my shit right now. Yeah. And then I fell asleep during Cat Person. But, I don't know. It spoke to me and the gender dynamics. I really liked both of those things. Sure. And I loved Eddie Marzan. I have so no qualms there. Fucking good in this.
They also, I will say, they wasted... I don't even know why he was fucking in the movie. But
the guy from Mad Men?
Rich Summer, yeah.
Yeah.
Why was he there?
He was the number 2.
I wish he did more. He was kind of like on the sidelines, being like, "Yeah, man, totally." Like, he was just trying to just get in his jab, in his jab.
Like, I feel like maybe he had like a bigger role. It's because like he's been in things, he's done.
He still has some good scenes. He does chew up the scenery in some of the moments.
I think it's a two-hander.
Yeah,
a two-hander featuring Eddie.
Yeah,
type thing.
Yeah,
and like the intensity or the paranoia with the mother on the phone, that really like fucking like the hair on the back of my neck kept going up every time something to do with the mother came up.
The moments with the mother was just very like, oof, I don't like how close this feels.
And because I was listening to that audiobook about the mother type thing, so it kept going in my head.
Parents being shitty.
Tony.
So I am just going to insert myself right between both of your opinions.
Sure.
Because there was some things that I didn't like about it. I didn't like that they held back. They could have got more balls to the wall. Specifically the ending.
Yeah.
I still like it. I still like it. There's a moment where I was just so uncomfortable, and it's when they go into the close up and it's just their faces, and it's like very like in your face, very claustrophobic, and I was like, oh, what's gonna happen? But I like what it speaks to about gender, and I like how they kind of play with that. They twist certain things. They use words against each other. They misinterpret things.
Sure.
And that speaks a lot. That really spoke. That spoke a lot to me about the whole communication thing and how one interprets one's words, especially in a relationship like that. Aiden reminded me a lot of Alden. Alden reminded me a lot of Dane DeHaan. When he was speaking, I kind of saw Dane DeHaan. I don't know why, but it just his performance reminded me a lot of him. Phoebe is the actress's name.
Phoebe Dynevor. Yeah. She was on Bridgerton.
Yeah, she was on. Melissa said that because Melissa watched it with me. She pointed it out immediately. She was fucking electric. She was amazing. Very, very well done. I liked her progression more because she was like the sweet and like, you know, she just wanted to make her man happy, and then she slowly turned into a monster. Right? You were still in her corner though, because like, you know, Alden was a piece of shit. But she definitely wasn't all that innocent in the thing, right?
Yeah, she gets her hands dirty.
She gets her hands dirty, and I like that. And I like that last moment when she's talking to Eddie, and he was just like, you know, sometimes we get our hands dirty, sometimes we do some disgusting things. You just gotta let it go, and like that was a really fucking powerful scene, because it just like speaks to like how fucked up the finance world is, and how these finance bros just think they run the fucking world, and how they can treat anyone treat anyone the way they want, and they're just fucking awful.
But it's not all. It's every industry too. Like,
exactly,
and how like she joins the boys club type.
Exactly, thing. Right? Yeah. Like the strip club scene. That one was that was a great scene, right? Because like, again, it speaks to her progression where she's like very like, you know, like these guys are fucking disgusting. These guys are like, I don't know. I don't like what they're doing. And then she has that moment of realize where she's like, you know what? Fuck it. And then she lets go, and then, right. And then you hear them talking about her, and then it just goes right into Alden's paranoia, and it just fucking, he starts like cracking and seeing him chip away. But yeah. Overall, decent movie. Enjoyed it, but I wanted a little bit more of it. I wanted a little bit more Fatal Attraction.
I thought it was rock solid. I loved it. It's on my top 10.
Oh God, get it off.
I can see your point.
Yeah, but
I can also see his point,
and
so that's why I'm just right in the middle.
I just want to say, you know, if my woman gets more money than me and she's bringing home checks for $575,000
and just taking that out of her purse like nothing,
that's a commission. Cool.
You're gonna fuck it. You're gonna sit in the corner and make that fucking sandwich for her.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Like, you know what? I'm gonna grit my fucking teeth and just suck it up.
Yeah.
Because you know what? That just paid for our fucking fancy apartment in New York for what, 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah, I'll make your sandwich. Oh, your feet hurt? No problem. I'll take care of it.
I will be a stay-at-home daddy.
Yeah. If that's what she's bringing home on a commission check.
Yeah, seriously.
Fuck it.
Yeah.
Swallow my pride. Fuck it. Fuck Alden. He's so good. He's so good at playing a shit weasel. He's having a great year between this and Oppenheimer. Great year for him. Yeah. And Phoebe, a star. But I'm sorry you didn't like it.
Can't win them all.
Nope. But at least we're not just sitting here jerking it off.
Exactly. No, I don't know. I saw your rating at the end. I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, no.
I'm just a fan of gender and toxicity.
Yeah,
that seems to be a topic we talk about a lot.
Yeah. we have to dive deeper.
There's like an influx in like gender movies where they really speak to like gender identity.
We're gonna have a spin-off show that we're just gonna psychoanalyze each other on like why we're talking about that shit so much.
God.
Why we're talking about shitty men.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
At least this one's also like just shitty.
Just shitty people.
I was gonna say, if anybody watches this movie and then sees any part of themselves or their relationship in it, you have problems.
Seek help.
Seek help.
I do.
I wasn't saying you. I wasn't directed at you. Just in general, because good fucking God, they're both toxic individuals.
They're Gen Z fucking promised everything and think they deserve, or at least he thinks he deserves everything.
That's not Gen Z.
Why did she?
That's millennial.
Okay, so sorry, millennial fucking.
Why did she think it was a good idea to tell him that he was going to get the promotion? Like, shouldn't have you just kept your fucking mouth?
No, but she didn't know. She literally heard an officer and was like, that's what I'm hearing. Like, that's,
but why would
she never promised? She was like,
man.
I'm hearing.
No.
That's what people are saying.
I wouldn't have said anything. Would have said nothing.
She didn't know. She didn't think she was even in consideration. No, like, she thought she was a nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
A little cog in the machine that no one noticed her.
Yeah.
Which is why it burned him so bad.
Of course.
Exactly.
Movie's got a movie.
Movie's got a movie.
I don't think it's movies got a movie. I think that's just fucking real life, boys.
Yeah, I guess.
Movie's got a movie.
Movie's got a movie. Neither erotic nor thrilling.
Yeah, like, don't fucking say it's an erotic thriller. Like, that's such a letdown.
There's been a number of people who have pointed that out where they're like, maybe don't market. Like, it's good. Yeah. It's a great movie. Don't market it as an erotic thriller because it's neither of those things. It's thrilling and it's fucking suspenseful, but it's not erotic whatsoever.
No.
Not at all.
Not even slightly.
Not at
whatsoever.
all.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Maybe it's erotic in the Gen Z approach to no sex in movies. There is.
Well, yeah,
like,
I get,
you know what I mean.
I guess
it's that level. The level that they put in there is erotic by today's standards.
I guess you're right too, because Tony brings up Fatal Attraction, which would be like the when you think of erotic thriller, you think that movie or Basic Instinct, because apparently Michael Douglas just makes erotic thrillers.
Right.
Sure does.
Where he sticks his dick in crazy.
Yeah. Don't do it.
Don't do it, Michael Douglas. You should know better. But they don't make those movies anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, just a touch of nudity and a touch of sex, and immediately it's erotic. Because they don't make those movies anymore. So maybe that's
a goddamn shame.
That is kind of what it is too. So maybe that's why they're marketing it like that. Because they don't make that kind of movie anymore.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, let's go recommend, not recommend. I'm at a... Sure. Dave is through the fucking roof. I mean, it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix.
It's the barrier to entry is very low.
Yeah.
It deserves to be seen.
Okay.
I don't know, man. You didn't see fucking Pool Man or fucking Finest Kind.
Finest Kind.
So, like, there's been some putrid shit this year.
Let me tell you a story.
No.
But we're doing Finger Guns live commentary. Our first live commentary. It will be 2 hours long because that is how long Finest Kind is.
Commentary track. All right, let's do it. I'm very excited.
We're doing it. I don't care.
Very excited.
We are the finest kind.
It's true.
We will schedule that.
We will once we find out when it fucking comes out.
If it ever comes out.
Oh, it'll come out.
It's coming, buddy.
It's coming.
All right. Yeah, so that wraps up Fair Play. Do we have a new blue today, buddy?
It's not new, but I can definitely discuss a blue.
Sure. A blue. A 4K?
No.
A blue.
What did that boy buy? It's Dave's Blue Blues.
Suspense is killing me.
It shouldn't. So just because I mentioned Freddy vs. Jason earlier, I'm still digging through the Friday the 13th collection, the deluxe collection from Scream Factory, which was supposed to be limited when it came out in 2020, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's when it came out. Yeah, it came out in 2020. and I'm still digging through it because there's so much shit in this. Like, not shit. There's so many features and so many. There's a lot. It's worth the money for this box set. It's on sale right now on the Shout Factory website for their Shocktober sale, as well as, like, I guarantee you, like, Prime Day hasn't happened yet, but it's going to be on Prime Day too. Like,
it's tomorrow.
It's tomorrow or today.
Yeah,
today. So I wouldn't be surprised if it shows up as like a lightning deal. It is all the Friday the 13th movies and Friday the 13th adjacent movies, as in Freddy versus Jason. Yeah. There's a 3D version of Friday the 13th Part 3.
Oh, I watched that one recently.
Yeah. Did you watch it in 3D?
I did not.
Then you didn't watch it.
But you could literally tell there's a scene where they like put up like a broom handle and the broom handle's like right in the lens. Or like, okay, we know what that is.
But it's just, they all look great. They're the first 4, I believe, are remastered 4K masters, but they're on Blu-ray. They came out with Paramount on Steelbooks as 4K versions.
Right.
But they all look great. Plethora of special features. If you've ever liked anything to do with Friday the 13th, like, this has to be on your shelf.
Sure.
Because it's a work of art. And by now, the replaced discs are probably, the proper discs are probably in there now, because you had to replace a couple of discs.
Amazing.
But at least they corrected that.
Awesome.
But yeah, this Friday the 13th collection, the deluxe collection from Scream Factory.
Yeah.
An oldie but a goodie, but since it's Shocktober. Spooktober. I thought it was a relevant one.
Oh, I like that. That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
All
right. Does that wrap us up then?
All right.
Sure fucking does.
I love it.
Yeah.
Nice.
Thanks, everyone. This has been a good way back. We're back in 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
We got some more spooks to talk about in 2 weeks.
Of course.
Yeah. If me and you survive seeing The Exorcist in 35mm.
Oh, I can't wait to get to talk about that next time.
Yes, sir.
Till then, I wish you all a spooky rest of the October season, and we'll see you just before Halloween for some more chills and thrills.
Ooh, spooky.